Yeah, good day, and thank you very much. I'm Vivian Naidoo, CEO of MIB Technology and the founder of a model called TYB, Train Your Brain. So really, I'm going to start off with a little bit of history just to make you comfortable where I'm coming from. I'm born in KwaZulu-Natal in a very rural part. Been an entrepreneur with 11 startup businesses within the ICT arena. Started traveling at a very young age, and my initial onset was at the BET show, the British Education Training Technology Show, and I saw what could be done with training and technology in the schooling environment. And then we started developing the ability to actually put computers into schools. I had a Computer World Training Center where we take lectures and put them into deep rural and let them train. Then we realized there was more than just Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. You could use this medium to teach various kinds of subjects. So the journey began where we started to actually bring in computers from Korea, refurbish, put them in really cheaply, 20 rand a kid per month, and parents bought into this concept, and we saw it growing into all the schools. Then I partnered with Mark Shuttleworth Foundation, and we brought his math science on the Ubuntu Linux kind of platform and integrated that in, and then we needed more resources to be developed, and this journey continued to the point where we realized our biggest problem was the bandwidth challenge that we had in Africa and South Africa. And to curb this, we realized that we needed to create a localized Wi-Fi cache-based system. So right now, we took basically whatever you'd want to get from the internet in terms of e-learning. We partnered with people that had developed software. We put it into a cache server, and thereby allowing 1,200 to 2,000 students to simultaneously stream video in a local environment. And that really bridged the divide in terms of not having bandwidth. So the Education Digital Resource Library really started off where I pitched a good 6 years ago to the then CEO, Richard Taylor from Learn Channel. And I said to him, listen, I'd like to take all your DVDs and digitize it and put it into a cache server and stream it. He said, wow, great idea, can you do it? And the next thing you knew, he shipped me down hundreds of CDs and DVDs, which I started getting my team of people to digitize these CDs, compress them, make them into a smaller format, and put them into a cache server. And then we started trialing it in schools, and that's where we realized that this could really work. And we started approaching current people in the country that have developed educational resources, and we started aggregating all these resources, video and books, to the point where we came up with a 3 terabyte educational resource library, which we started trialing in schools. And then we eventually needed to find a school that would actually adopt this. And the technology was not mature enough at that time. At that stage, we basically put a server, projector, and the teacher would facilitate. And then the technology matured a good 3 years ago, where the tablets started becoming more. You could see tablets starting to get into the scene of things. So we started developing our technology on the tablets. Then the Wi-Fi, which was the challenge, and it started developing where we could actually stream 1,000 to 2,000 videos at the same time. So that technology maturity has only happened really within the last 3 years, which has really enabled us to expand our entire concept to where it is. But bear in mind, all the development had been taking place over the years to bring us to this point. So we came to a point where we needed to build this particular solution so that every school could afford to have it. It's just, technology, if you're using Macs and iPads, the costs became a problem. So the entry into utilizing the technology to receive the resources was a problem in terms of affordability. So we started chatting and talking directly with vendors in the sense, the manufacturers of equipment, and we started bringing down the pricing to a point which was affordable. Then we also realized how affordable the e-learning side of things could be in terms of the e-books. So we partnered with Macmillan and Pearson's in the country, and we'd taken all their books and put it into an e-format. And so we got to a point where the actual cost of these books were down from an average of 1,700 per month with children down to 300. for parents. So that's a big saving just on e-books. So they could afford to buy the tablet at R1,000 and still buy the books and save a whole lot of money. Then there was the infrastructure, which then we'd taken the infrastructure and put Wi-Fi and the actual servers that needed to be controlled. And that alone brought the cost down even further to around about 300 per parent. And that was a once-off cost, which actually allowed you to have this technology infrastructure. I might have started a bit prematurely from what I can see. There's people coming in. Please come in. Thank you. Okay, there's a lot of us. Ma'am, is it possible for me to start again, considering that there's so many people coming into the room, or should I just keep going? I should keep going. Okay, there we go. All right, so in terms of the challenges to making this work, there were plenty of challenges. We've just been through the cost of the devices. Then there were devices that needed to have the right battery life to last an entire day at school. So we started looking at minimum 7 to 9 hours battery life. Then, you needed to stream 1,200 kids in the school. So we played around with loads of different Wi-Fis from different manufacturers, and eventually found the sort of right mix between the best possible Wi-Fi and pricing, the best possible tablets pricing, did proper SLAs with the manufacturers and the vendors. If this is in a school environment technology, you can't have your tablet battery dying or your tablet not working because your textbooks sat on the tablets itself. But when you got into the school and the environment of the school, you'd actually stream the videos which sat on a cache server, or you could download these videos from the cache server. So this model proved to be really well, which took us to the point where we needed to have the first school to pilot this, and Sunwood Park High School, which is in Boksburg in Gauteng, were the first school to say, listen, we'll take your company on and trial and see how this works. So it was a big challenge to take on the first public school to go 100% e-books, where we partnered with the two publishers and their subsidiaries to actually bring the books in. And yeah, we have a working model today after loads of challenges in it. So the next thing was open education, where we wanted to create the ability so that we could have material and resources easily and cheaply replicated. So we started looking at the current OERs, the open education resources, and we populated the server further to what the school wanted to put into it. And then it took us to the point where we had to share this material in a cloud kind of format. So schools would typically develop resources themselves. So you'd have champion teachers who develop a resource. They would actually found a way now to utilize a back-end stream through either a cellular provider or a fixed landline provider or a satellite provider. So key information can get updated from a central server back to the school. And if the school wanted to share resources, information, they would then share that back. So the bulk of your resources sat on a local cache server, making the streaming far quicker. And the uploading and the updating took place at the cloud-based. So this really works in terms of utilizing, like currently we're investigating the SANREN, which is the South African National Research Network, which we then utilize that as the backbone for transporting information through to these schools. So deep rural, where there's no bandwidth now you have bandwidth because it's a localized bandwidth in the cache server and just feeding an upload to a central server. So eventually with the cloud sharing right now, we're working on, if a student's at home and if a student from school goes back home, you'll use these same credentials to log on to the server, and teachers are able to actually push homework, and parents are able to log on and view the kids' everyday results from a pre-test that happens every morning on the previous day's work. So this whole environment and ecosystem just became what it is today.